Today we are going to start the web elements. So what are the web elements? Yesterday I have already covered that in introduction part. So today we will see the radio button, check boxes, and then static drop down, can say drop downs. Drop down are basically three types: as static, dynamic, and auto suggestive. Yes, yes, Bhaskar. Okay. Yesterday I have covered. Okay. So no issues, Bhaskar. I will upload that video. You can refer that. And if you face any problem, just ping in groups so we can help you in that case. Yeah, look at it. No, there are eight locators, right? So I have covered all of them yesterday. So you will find the recording by the end of the today, and if you face any problem, just ask your queries. No worries for that. Or you guys can do one thing more, that if you watch video and you face any problem, then you can directly comment on YouTube so that we will get the notification and reply your query over there as well, right? So because every time responding on Facebook groups, and many people don't ask actually, so it will be okay for me as well. You, wherever you want to ask your question, if you I find that, then we will reply that. So similarly, today radio button check boxes and then drop down. So drop down are basically three types: static, dynamic, and auto suggestive. I will explain all of these. And after that, calendar, right? Calendar and HTML tables. So these are some web elements in, or also text box. Text box we have already handled multiple times, so we don't need to see this. We'll start from this radio button and check boxes, right? So now let's start from these drop downs, right? Because these are one line of the code. Just click on you need to just click function, and you will understand that there are some other methods present for this, that will I'll explain that, right? So let's start with the drop downs. See, static drop downs are what? See, if I come to this website Wikipedia, see, this is your drop down, right? If I right click here, inspect element, so see, select class is used. If select class is used for any drop down, that means that drop down is static, right? How I can say this? Just come to this. Just please mute yourself, Lakshmi, please mute yourself. So if I come here and find HTML drop down, right? So this w3schools.com, this site is open now. Now see, this is HTML code for writing drop down. If I come here and click on this, so see, you can see these drop down option. If I have to add one more option here, so what I need to do, I will copy this code and paste, copy this code and paste, suppose cycle, right? and and run this code. So cycle will be present here, right? Cycle. So for adding one more value, I have to add on code. That's why I am saying that this is static drop down, right? What is dynamic drop down? Suppose I come to spicejet.com and click on here, then see if I select Kanpur, right? So based on Kanpur, whatever flights available from Kanpur to other places are coming here, right? Suppose I select Delhi. So from Delhi, these much flights are present, but from Kanpur, less number of flights were present. It means that based on your first result, your second result is getting retrieved, right? Why? Just because this data is coming from database. Because from Kanpur, these much flights are not available, right? That's why this less number of flights are showing in this second drop down. Okay, so that's why I am saying that this is a dynamic drop down. Okay, so based on your first result, your second result was filtered, right? This means that your drop down is dynamic, right? And for static, you can see this is HTML code is used here. So if I want to add one more drop down value here, so I have to add on my code. So if you have to change something and you are changing in code for that, then it means that those things are static, those things are not coming from database, right? So if you want to make those dynamic, so you have to get data from database. That's why we say that dynamic, right? And what are auto suggestive drop downs? See, auto suggestive means automatically it suggests something, right? It means there some artificial intelligence is also used. Just like if I type IND, so Google is suggesting me Indian Railways. Why? Just because I search in Indian Railways a lot, right? Maybe you guys are searching India, so it will suggest you India first. Suppose if I type NAR, so based on number of searches has been made for this particular three uh, characters, so it will suggest, Google will suggest only those. I am sitting in India, so obviously if I type NAR, then it will suggest me Narendra Modi because he is a famous politician, right? And if I will suggest SAC, so see, Sachin Tendulkar is a retired cricketer. That's why Sachin is suggesting me Sachin Pilot, right? He is also a famous politician, right? So based on two things. First, what I searched previously based on my history, and second thing based on the trending things, right? It Google suggestion. That's why Google is giving me suggestions based on my search history and based on the trends, right? So that's why I am saying this. This is auto suggestive drop down because Google decide what it will suggest you. Suppose I search for mm, bad, right? So see, although badminton is very famous game, if I have searched BAD, so bad envelope tag HTML, maybe Badshah, I don't hear actually his songs, still is suggesting. It means that this person is very popular, right? That's why people are searching him a lot. That's why it's in my search bar. Bad boys for love. These things are suggested. You need to know all of the drop downs to handle because we don't know in my project what will be coming to automate, right? So we should understand each and everything based on the requirement. We'll apply that, right? So I hope that you guys find difference between these drop downs. Okay, now I'll start with the static drop down, right? So see, static drop down, Wikipedia. If I came to wikipedia.com, so there are two ways to handle this static drop down, right? First, normally send case it will suggest, uh, but there is a problem with that. Let me first write the code for that. I will make separate project, Java project and web elements. I will make package inside it, new package, and here I am going to learn the drop downs, right? So this package is about drop down. Right click here and first class will be static because we are going to learn static drop down. Select this main method. If I am going to work with the Selenium, then obviously if I have created a new project, then I have to add Selenium jars with it, right? So same thing I am going to do. Right click, click on this properties, Java build path, add external jars, and then come on this. These are my Selenium 5 p.m. weekends, and in this folder I have maintained my all jars. Import this, and 5 more jars are present in this library folder. Import this also. Apply and close. Okay, so all these jars are imported now. Now I have to manually tell which browser I want to launch. For that I have to provide the browser information uh, with the driver information, right? So I have system class which will allow me to set property which browser first parameter ask for the browser, right? And second parameter relevant driver means if you are using this Chrome browser, then you have to give the path for the Chrome driver. If you are adding the Firefox browser, then if you are launching the Firefox driver, then you need to give the path of the Firefox driver. Else whichever uh, browser you are using, you need to give path for that, right? So I am going to use the Google Chrome, right? So WebDriver dot chrome dot driver, right? Now here again I will give the path. These lines you are much familiar. So I have in this path I have my Chrome driver Selenium training in this path, right? Copy this path and paste here. So I hope these guys will not bother you, these lines will not bother you guys, just because we are familiar with it now. And now uh, Selenium Chrome driver dot exe, right? I will close this. See, now I need to launch the Chrome browser WebDriver, WebDriver class. I need to create the object for the Chrome browser, right? So Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver, right? Now launch, now redirect to the particular website, right? Just copy from here and this URL. Yesterday I explained why I copied from here. Sometimes these guys don't purchase HTTPS certificate, just like Indian Railways HTTPS certificate is expired, and if I am giving the path HTTP here, so it will be giving me error. That's why whatever certification it will purchase, it will show here, right? So I will be covering these things in depth later on, right? If I launch this, just launch this. Before that, just maximize your browser, right? Driver.manage dot window, need to maximize window, right? Dot, there are two methods present. First one is full screen and second one is your maximize. You need to use the maximize, right? We don't want to full screen. These things will be hidden. Right click and run this. See what's the error is coming. Let's see. The path set with Chrome WebDriver, Chrome.driver system for information. Something I given wrong, that's why it's giving error. Let's read that error. The path to the driver executable must be set by the WebDriver dot chrome dot driver. What I okay, I have typed typo mistake, right? WebDriver. Now launch this. See, it's launched this. Now I want to suppose I want to grab this value, uh, DANSK, right? So there are two ways. First, let's understand the traditional way, right? I have this method. First, for locating that, we need to write a locator for that, right? So first we will write the locator for this value. Right click, inspect. See, if I click this, then this will be open, right? So first I will get this ID, right? And click on this ID. Let me check this with the same selector sub. Has ID. Enter. Selector sub is not working. Just take the, yesterday I told you, if you, one extension is not working, then take second one, right? One element matching, right? One element matching. But in the case of the selector sub, there might have some defects with the selector sub, right? That's why it's not working. So now I will cross verify the Google console also. If I try to write $x XPath for this, select at the rate ID is equal to, see, it's suggesting me the byte one, right. So if I click on this, the code for this will be highlighted, right? So this means I have written everything correct. Same thing, let me check with the selector sub. Select one element, only one select, one drop down is available, right? That's why suggesting, although it's not working for ID, but it's working for, now this time it's working for ID also, right? So previously I have typed same thing, but the selector sub was not giving me the desired response because there are some defects. It's newly launched, we can't be too reliable for it. That's why we need, we should know the console, right? Control L, it will clear the error log. Then we should know about how to use this console, and we should know how to use this ChroPath plugin as well as this selector sub. So whichever is working as at that time, use that and verify your result, right? So same thing, I'm now driver dot find element, I will write XPath for this, right? By dot XPath double slash select at the rate ID is equal to this. Now I want to click on this ID, right? So once I click on this, this will be open, right? So same thing, just right click and run it. See, once I click on this, this drop down was open, but I want to open the DANSK, so I can directly send keys because we have verified that we have written the right locator. Now directly send the keys DANSK, right? So it should select DANSK from your static drop down. See, DA, click on this and see DANSK is selected, right? But This is traditional way. What is the method to follow? I will tell you why actually sometimes this method gets fail. Let me check this some matching values, just like if I will type I want to get this ESPER, right? I want to get this. Let me send this ESPERANTOO. ESPERANTOO. ESPERANTO. Okay, right information I have sent. I'm manually closing all the open browser as of now. Let me run it. See, I have sent ESPR DNS. ठीक है, okay. So I will click on this. See, ESPANOL was selected. When I click on this, then ESPANOL was selected. This is problem with this send case over here, right? How can I resolve this? Selenium provides a select class for this select static drop down, right? These option values are present for that. So instead of 90%, 95% time, maybe 99 and 100% times, it will be working fine, this send case. But this is not right way to automate static drop down in this way, right? So what I will do, I will use select class for that. I hope you guys get the problem, and after getting the problem you should know what we need to do. There is select class for selecting the drop down values, right? Select is equal to new select, and what I need to pass, I need to pass this uh, I need to pass this one, right? What is the I have to pass the web element which I am locating inside this. What I can do, there is another way to do, for doing that. Let's see what's that. I can also copy this element and store it as web element inside web element class, right? And now I can pass this element here, because this is a web element which I am locating, right? So I can store this return type is web element for this, right? So I can store this inside this, right? And now select dot, see how many methods are present. Let me first click select by index. Index means from here it starts from 0, right? First value starts from 0, 1, 2. Whatever index I will pass, the value for that will be selected, right? And second method is select by value. What's the value? Value is actually your inside. If I'll come here and show you, what's this? Wiki tool. Let me open wikipedia.com, right? And if I click on this and inspect this one, suppose inspect this one, then option for select class we have option. This is a value attribute, right? So if I am going to do this with the select by value, so refer these, right? not this. This is your visible text that you are seeing over here, right? Value is this, right? Attribute, right? So you have three methods are present. Sorry, uh, select by index, select by value, select by visible text, right? So you can use any one of them. I will first show you 0. So it should select, suppose I select 4, so it should select fifth index, right? Because it starts from 0, right? So it should select fifth value. NaN, right? Click C. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 means fifth value is selected, right? And what's the value for this? See, if I come here and 1 0 1 2 3 4, right? So first is 0 1 2 3 and this is 4, right? So this was selected, right? I can also cross verify it. Double slash option. How many? 68 values are present, right? So if I want to locate fifth one, see, fifth one is what? If I have passed the fifth index, then what? The fifth NaN, right? So this way we can cross verify that my correct value was selected. Same way, if I want to use this was select by index, right? If I want to use select dot select by value, so here I will pass, suppose value, option value I have to give, right? So suppose I give AZ. So for AZ, this AZAR, this country will be selected, right? Let me pass this value. And before that, let me verify that other are not matching. This is unique one, right? Value, see, one element matching means this is unique one. So it will select only, select by value this, right? Let me run it. AZ, and your third index is selected, right? So 0 1 2 second index and third value. Let me verify here, although I verified that my result is correct, right? Let me again verify here, option 3 C. If I explore this value are selected, right? This means we are good, right? Let me close this open browsers. If I instantly close the browsers, then we cannot see the results, right? That's why I'm not closing as of now. Although we can do one thing, we can apply waits, we can use thread.sleep, and after 2 seconds we can close that browser. There are multiple ways, but don't do that as of now, right? So third one is your select dot select by visible text, right? I will comment second one then, and I will also click on that ID so that drop down will be showing to you, right? Select uh, here element dot click, because we have written this, and if I have stored here I can use multiple times, right? So element dot click, right? Now I will use the select by visible text. Visible text is what? Suppose I want to select, see, don't select a text which has this caps, or actually your ID doesn't understand that, right? So select that text which have some English words, just like this. I will tell you later how to handle these things also. But copy this and just paste this. CYM whatever, right? Right click and run this. After clicking is selected the value and we are not able to see, but if value is still selected and that's the right value which I have passed, CYMRAEG, right? This what I passed, right? So if you want to apply, just you can give some thread dot sleep here, but we are not going to as of now, right? So this was about static drop down. Anybody has any questions in it? Okay, let me tell you, after this static drop down there is a very famous interview question, how you can select. I have been asked multiple times and I have also asked sometimes that how you will select all drop downs from the drop down, right? How you will select all the drop down values. So there are two ways to doing that, right? First I will explain here, second I will be covering when I will be working with the calendars and HTML tables or auto suggested drop down. If I'll explain that part there, then obviously this will you will handle that, because that same process to do that, right? So it will save our time also. So there is method present select dot get options. So this will return you all the options, right? Because this will return you multiple options, right? Multiple values. So how you will cache those values, because those all will be your web element, right? So you have to store in a kind of web element list, right? Although now you guys will be catching it faster just because we have already covered these topics, right? So return type, for always import java.util for list, right? So see, this list will store, we can see this also, right? If I and if I comment this, see, select dot get option, see list web elements is suggesting me the return type, right? After colon, if you can see that list is your return type. So you can also catch this way, otherwise you should know that obviously this will be returning with the web elements, right? Obviously, just because we are getting web elements, drop down values are your web elements, right? Whatever present in web is web element, I already told you, right? So that's why if you are catching the multiple, because drop downs values are multiples, right? There is no single value present there. So that's why you need to store inside a list, and list will be what type? List will be web element type. Also it's suggesting you, right? So this way you can also be. Okay. Now I will print all this. So for each loop you can use, for each loop is what type? This is your list is your web element type, right? That's why I have created object for web element class and store this list here. This I have explained for uh, object class as well. If you don't know, then I have suggested you multiple times the what will be your return type. You just o object class, right? And sys out and o dot get text. Wait, wait. Web element. I use the web element. Web dot get this out. Okay, so if I use copy this and object, see, cast to web. Okay, actually what's happened, this web element class is your Java, not Java class, this is your Selenium class, right? So Java doesn't understand the return type, that's why we have to cast it to this, right? So don't do this, just use this simple, we make the object for the web element class, although this will be working if you use the object one, but you need to cast that to web element, just because this is third party library class, right? So just run it same, because list type return type was web element, so I have created object for web, and then we are getting test from each one, right, and printing that. So just if you have to get all options from the drop down, then this is way, and second way is you just use find element, that I will find elements method that I will tell you. So this is all about static drop down, where we complete all of this, right? See, all the drop downs values are printed, right? But see, there are some question marks, just like here, just because these are some different languages that my Eclipse IDE doesn't understand, so we need to change it to UTF-8 or something, it to that it will understand. But agenda is to get all the values, that we have get all the drop down values, right? First one, you can see if it was not English, then what it was. See, that's why it is first value. Yeah, this language Eclipse IDE doesn't understand. That's why it's printing the question mark as right. So you can understand, if anybody asks how you can get all the drop down values, you can follow this. Right now, this was about the static drop down. I'll be covering auto suggestive. Some code I will copy so that we don't need to write again and again, and this code, and then I will paste this, right? If you want to do same thing with the Firefox, what will you do? You'll create Firefox, you will give here Firefox driver information web driver dot gecko driver, right? So Firefox people has decided not to give here Firefox, they are giving gecko, so you need to pass, and you have to pass the path where you have downloaded and installed your Firefox driver, right? And you need to create Firefox driver object here, just change it, and this will same code will be working for Firefox as well. Right now what we need to do, now we are going to automate the auto suggestive drop down. To see here in google.com, see if I search IND, right? So it's suggesting me these drop down values. First, if I want to click on India bits, so what I need to do, if I want that, I want to click on this India bits, you know that your India bits is in what position, right? If I type India, then we, if you are manually doing this thing, then we have to click on India bits, because previously I clicked on India bits, now it's suggesting me at first place. Now if I ask you to click on Indigo, right? So you know that your Indigo is present in fourth index, right? Fourth position, but you do your Selenium doesn't know that where Indigo will be tomorrow, right? Because if I was manually passing index 1 for India bits, previously it was present as index 4. Just like if I had clicked, then it was suggesting me index 1. So you cannot rely on indexes then, not right? So how can we automate that? We will get all the drop down values, and I will match one by one inside for loop. Once my for loop will find that this value is India bits, then it will click on that. Now my agenda is changed to Indigo. right? So I will click on Indigo, right? If I click on Indigo here, so next time it will suggest me Indigo at first place, I hope. See, right? Now it's suggesting me Indi India Bix Express, Indigo. It is about Google how we decide. We don't need to care about that. Now, if I will first, what we need to do, let me write this step for that. First, I will open Chrome, right? This will be test case to automate. Open Chrome, then redirect to google.com, and you have to send some keys. Send keys as IND, right? Then click on Indigo, right? So, but this is looking as simple, it's not too simple, right? So just go and open Chrome, this task we have done, then redirect to google.com. Come here, although this is Google, we don't need to care about that. These are distributing certificates, we don't need certificates, right? Driver dot find element, sorry, driver dot get and pass google.com, right? So this will be redirecting to google.com. Now what I have to do, I have to write IND here. If I have to write IND here, first I have to locate it, right? So I will write a locator for it. Right click here and inspect, and then see, right click, inspect, and see this. These are the attributes. Input your class, input is your tag name, right? And class is your attribute, name is your attribute, type is your attribute. So you can take any attribute, and I will write X path for it, right? So suppose I take a name attribute and value is q, I will remember this. Come to selector sub, double slash input. So 9 input fields are present. We have to locate which one. At the rate name is equal to q, right? So one matching elements, this means now my XPath is unique for this, highlighting this one also, right? Also, if you want to verify it with the same grow path, then go and copy paste this one element matching. And I said that don't be too dependent on any plugin, because this plugin will be no more tomorrow. So control N and $X and type in this console. This is dev tool, so this will be always present, right? So we don't need to care about this. See, one element matching, and if I am hovering my mouse over here, so it is highlighting that, right? If I click that, then same code will be present. This means now I am okay to locate this. My locator is correct, right? Now what I will do, driver dot find element by dot xpath, and just paste this and send IND here, right? IND. And once I will send IND, then see, right click. If I will if I will type IND here, I have to click on this Indigo, right? So first I have to get all these values, right? Once I will get all these values, then only I will match them with my desired result. My desired result is Indigo. Let's INDIGO, just which one you want to click. String name is equal to somewhat previously as null. Just forget this line as of now, right? Now what I will do, I have sent the keys here, right? Once I have sent the keys, obviously if you want to get these all values, you have to write locator for this also, right? If you not write locator for this, how will you get this all the text, right? So now we have to write a locator in a way that will give me all these by writing one locator, right? All these results, right click in this IndiaBix. Let's obviously this will be suggested to you. So if I'll expand this span tag, if I'll expand this span tag IND India, so my text, and if I'll again expand this one, expand this tag is for IndiaBix div class SBAB, right? Copy this somewhere. Now we need to very careful. Now see carefully also. Class is, because I also don't know. I will write first time, right? So see, right click inspect SBTC. If I here, then SBAB. Right click inspect this Indigo SBL1. Right. Right click. SBL1 is your first class. Copy this class also. Right. SBL1. Suppose I inspect this manually, SBL1, and it's highlighting this also, right? So SBL1 class is common in all attributes, right? See, if I will write here, select a sub div at the rate class is equal to PL1, enter. See how much 8 elements matching, and all of these 8 elements are getting highlighted here. See, all of these 8 elements are getting highlighted, right? uh, from India, right? See, if your 8 elements, let's count them. Which are those 8 elements? First, expand this, span IND which you have written, and then expand this. So this is my not desired result because this expand is suggesting me India only, right? Let's again do it. So some what UI is not good for this, then we can rely on this Firefox as well. Now we'll write a unique locator for it, right? So just type google.com here. I find this Firefox more reliable, IND, and right click here, inspect. See, class is SBL1, right? For this first element, right? See, once I am in this div, so for this div class is SBL1, right? I will copy this here. Now let me expand this second one. See, this Firefox is too much powerful, right? This tool, it's directly highlighting. Chrome was confusing us, right? Because Chrome was suggesting me some extra classes, because Chrome is Google's browser, right? So Google is too smart to prevent its things to be automated, right? That's why. But Google cannot stop this third party browser, this Firefox, right? That's why if you are inspecting the elements, then it's more reliable to use the Firefox instead of the Google Chrome, right? But all things are same. So similarly SBL1 is also here. If I will inspect this Indigo, then see, again directly. If I am here, then indigo is, if I expand this expanse in indigo is written, right? Although you are seeing this bold ind and igo is as bold because you have not written here. So this is Google functionality. Whatever you see ind is somewhat not bold, but igo is bold, just bold because you have typed the ind, right? This is your Google search engine, the SBL1, right? Why this open? See, SBL1, right? So SBL1 class is common to all attributes. If you want to get multiple elements, right? So you have to find a common class, common attribute in that. So you can, by you writing one locator, you can locate all those, right? That's why I am using, I was finding common class, because just writing a one locator, I will grab all these values, right? Come on console, type $x and use div at the rate class is equal to SBL, press on enter. See, 11 elements are matching, right? 11 elements are matching. If I am first element, it's highlighting my first one. If I am second one, then highlighting second one. If I am third one, on highlighting third one. If I am fourth one, it's highlighting fourth suggestion. Everybody is getting or not? Now this time, everybody, please respond. So we want to make this session more interactive. Okay. So here, what I will do, same thing, I will verify this selector sub. Same thing, I will verify with this selector sub. I will copy this XPath from here. Selector sub and then paste here. Enter. 8 elements matching. I and D, and after if I click on here, Google is somewhat confusing us, right? It's not, that's why I have moved to Firefox at that period of time, right? So now just we need to do one thing, get all these values, right? So for the getting all these values, driver dot, I will use find elements method. Find elements by dot xpath and xpath that I have written, right? Why I have used this find elements? Because we are seeing in drop down multiple elements are present. If you say that can use the get options method is present with only that select class, right? If I have inspected it, we have not find the select class, right? Because this drop down, these are not the, you can say, static drop down. These drop downs are dynamic, so they have used deep text to suggest all the options, right? So that's why this get options method is present with only select class, right? So if I say, if I ask you that without using this get options method, you have to get all the drop down values, then same thing which I am doing over here, you have to do with the static drop downs, right? So same thing I am doing here. I will store inside a list because it will be returning the multiple values, right? Same thing I did with the static also. List web element. First I'll import this one, right? Okay, might I have imported the wrong package java.awt. Okay, that's why I am still getting error. For this list, we need to import java.util package. Java.util. Now I can import this web element, right? So now I will print each suggestion values one by one. You have to use for each loop, for each. We can use for loop also. How can you do this? First we have to get the returning size of each element. We have size method here, and let then after we have to run my loop at that much time, right? But this for each loop will do everything for you. You need not to do anything for running the loop. How much time we should run loop, we don't need to take care of that. This for each loop will do that for you. So that's why I am using the for each loop. Web element and then dot get text, right? All values will be present here. Okay, I have run it, but it has not printed all values. There is a reason behind this. Once I have typed here, suppose I'm Google. Okay, oh yeah, maybe this out. This will be also a reason I have not checked this, but I wanted to show weights for that. Just run it. It's still not printed, although obviously system.out.println was there, then it will only print that, but it's still not printed. There is a reason behind it. If I will type IND over here, if I am still typing, right, this Google don't know where you will stop, right? This Google don't know. So after typing, you have to tell this Google now I have stopped, right? It will then suggest you some result of once you stop typing, right? So doesn't matter, it is taking milliseconds for that, right? But it's taking some time. But your code that you have written, you have not told that you have to wait at least for a millisecond, right? That's why although everything is correct, still it has not printed desired things, right? Previously it was not commented, right? So we I will, after this line, after my suggestion comes, I will use some thread dot sleep here, right? 2 seconds. Although this is not a right way to apply weights here. In Selenium we need to apply Selenium weights are present, but because we have not covered those things, that's why I am using this thread.flip as of now, right? Now if I run this, so it will print all my values. See, it's taken some time, right? Still it's not printed. Let's close it and check that what's the reason. The thread.sleep. Okay, After thread dot slip, what happened? I have used this thread dot slip at wrong place. Why? Because this line says that after typing this send case India, right? So we need to know where we should give the weights, right? After passing India, it will again directly suggesting you, right? But what I have did, after passing this one, I have just used thread dot slip, right? Let me first comment this line, and it will then store in it list, and then it will apply weight. So after doing this line, just apply here and then check if everything is correct, then it should get results for you. Otherwise I will increase my wait time. See, now this time it's printed. What happened last time? Last time here I have passed the India, right? And this thread dot slip I have used here in this line, right? So what happened? It has first typed the India, and it stored in the list, and after storing in the list I have given weight, right? And then after 2 seconds I was printing. After this typing I have to give weight so that my list will be loaded, right? So if your list is not loaded fully and you are storing this, then null value will be stored and null will be printed, right? So that's why after this typing India, you need to give some weight so that list will be loaded. Then your list will be stored inside some variable, right? But I have given here, so list was not fully loaded and I have stored null list in this, and after that I have given, so that's why it was not printing. I hope you guys are clear with that, right? So it has printed India, India map, Indigo, India mart, India post, whatever our values are present, right? So I want to click on this Indigo, right? So what I need to do, I want, first let me copy this spelling, right? So that there should be no mistake. Come back, IND, okay. I will use the not sorry, let's give the string null here, and every time when this list will be copying one by one attribute to this web element, I will be matching that, right? Name is equal to web element dot get text, right? And I will storing every time this text to this name variable, right? So this list, first time it will pass Indian Railways to this web element. This web element will get text for that web element, right? This will pass whole the HTML code, right? And from that HTML code, this get text will be getting your text, right? Then it will be copying in this variable. First time it will be Indian Railways. So match if your desired result is if name dot equals, and use the equals ignore case, right? So if your name dot equals Indigo, then what you need to do, then click on this web element, right? Click on this web element dot click, right? And come out of the loop instantly after clicking there, just come out of the loop, right? So I will comment this line. So first time it will be Indian Railways, so it will be not matching to Indigo, so it will be again going to increment internally. What will be happening the for each loop, right? Second time it's India bix again not coming into if condition, and third time it will be coming to uh, indigo, right? So it will check that the value is equals to indigo or not. Once value will be equals to indigo, then you want to click on that, right? So you will click on that. List will be loaded. First it will type IND and then indigo, and it clicked on indigo, right? Suppose I pass here IND. Suppose I want to click on India map, right? So I have to pass here India map and it should click on India map. Run as India map. It has clicked on India map, right? So this way you can automate the auto suggestive drop downs. Anybody has any questions in it? Okay, so thank you. So my next topic is your dynamic drop down. So just skip that dynamic drop down as of now. Why I'm skipping this? Because I want to cover up the same type of topics today, right? So same find elements that I am using here I'll use for HTML tables also. So what will happen, suppose let me first come to this agenda. See, text boxes we have already done. Radio button and check boxes, let's complete them. Come to internet Heroku app. Internet, this is your website. Controller, radio, then not present, check boxes. Okay, here you have present the check boxes. Copy this URL, we have to redirect to this, and right click, new package, radio checkbox, create class radio checkbox, public, select this checkbox. Okay, I will type main method here already. I will copy these 3 lines. I hope guys will not mind. Now driver dot get is driver dot get, just copy this URL. So I want to click on this checkbox and want to check whether this checkbox is selected or not, right? That two methods are present for verifying it that the checkbox is selected or not. First, for doing everything, I already said that we need to use locators. First, I will locate this element, then I can get information for this web element, right click and inspect. See, input type is equal to checkbox. Currently it has been checked, that's why it's here checked. If I uncheck this, then check value is gone, right? So see, input type is equal to checkbox, right? So this type is your attribute and checkbox is your value, right? So suppose I come here, selector sir, and write export for this input tag name at the rate value is type with checkbox and two elements are present, right? I want to click on this first one, so yesterday I said I can concatenate values in it, right? So second value is xpath is equal to 1 at the rate xpath is equal to 1 1, so it will be unique now, right? So this way I can locate this web element, right? Also, if you want to directly, you don't want to use the concatenation, then you can give the index, which index checkbox you want to locate. So I can directly pass, but in that case if you have 101, so you don't know which you want to locate, right? So that's why I have suppose if instead of two elements I have 100, then I cannot pass index because we are not sure, which we're not going to count how many checkboxes are present, and I have to click on 99th, right? So I will click on 99th number, right? So what I can do, I can at that time we can just concatenate x paths, right? So how I concatenated this I have shown yesterday as well. Just close and here use second first one, right? So this way uh, we sorry concatenation we have to do, right? So at the rate xpath will concatenate another attribute with it, right? Xpath is equal to 1. See, this is unique one. I will, instead of this I will use indexes over here because there are only two indexes. Suppose I want to click on second one, because we know by default Selenium scans from top left, so which will be your first element, it will click on that, right? So see, this is highlighting second one. If it will be clicking on first one by default, then let's check with the second one, right? So we can verify that as well. So this locator I have written, I hope it's clear, and just driver dot find element by dot xpath and paste this and click on that, right? And just run it. It has not clicked in this, why? Let's check again. It should click. Let's give thread dot sleep here. Might the element was not fully loaded and I tried to click on that, that's why. And Now this time it has clicked. Oh, it has clicked or not? I'm also not sure. Just because my mouse cursor was there. I will run it again. I will leave my mouse cursor. See, it checked, right? Clicked. But when I moved my mouse, it again unclicked. So why this happened? There might be some problem. Let's check with another website. Checkbox Selenium practice. So some website will be open. This website we don't have. This is it. Suppose I come in this website and I will locate this. Although my result has clicked on that website, still I want to be very sure with the another one, right? Dot find element by dot, sorry, driver dot get, right? Now I will locate this element. Suppose I want to locate this one, then inspect this, and id is equal to is a selected, right? So I will write expert for this, uniquely double slash input at the rate id is equal to is a selected, one element matching, right? I will copy this one. Driver dot find element by dot expert, and then I use double slash. Oh, why this, and click on this, right? And I will run it. I've done it, right? And to run this, See, now this is selected, checked, right? Now, how will I know this? I am seeing manually, right? But how will I will confirm that if you have a website and I want to check and automate that this checkbox was selected not or not, just use this one first, right? And there are some method, just use this dot is selected, right? Is selected will return you boolean results. See here, the type it returns, it suggests, you don't need to worry about anything, right? I will use this method and I will store inside a boolean variable. Boolean. Right, is selected. If it will be selected, then it will be returning true. If not selected, then it will be returning false, right? So I will print this result, right? You can store this, you have store this, and you can use the if else condition. If result is true, then print selected. Result is false, then print not selected. This is your task, you can do that. And now if I will run it, then I have clicked, right? Then it will be selected. And now after clicking, we should give some wait, right? Then it will take some time to click. So currently we are using this sleep, right? Just because to hold some moment, right? So if I have given here thread dot sleep, then it will wait 2 seconds after clicking, because after just clicking it will getting the result and maybe it will be false. That's why after clicking, let's wait for 2 seconds and then get the result. So then I can be sure that result will be correct. See, true means it is selected. Suppose I comment this line, so it will not click, right? And if it will not click, then what will happen? It will be returning as false, right? Because the element will not be clicked. See, false, right? So this means that your desired result is achieved. So this is your is selected method. Also, if you want to be sure that, sometimes people say how will I know that, sometimes it gives us the element not found exception. So what does it mean? That element is not present in your web page. But every time it may not be the case that your element is not present. Sometimes it will also happen that page is not fully loaded just because of some internet issue, some internet speed issue, and some other issues also, network issue, or maybe some interruption, some changes in websites. So if you will getting that element not found exceptions, you will be confused, right? So in that case, you should choose any JavaScript element, because JavaScript takes a lot of time more than other elements to load in web page. And use this is for everyone. Guys, my voice is breaking. Okay, for everyone it's okay. uh, Okay, so it might be a case that it will be your side also, because today my internet is it is quite good. So if anyone can confirm me, else instead of now it's good, Surendra. Okay, so okay, so this was about your same way, same code and same mechanism for radio buttons also, right? So we have covered the text boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, static and auto suggest to drop down, and now HTML tables and calendars are left, right? So these things we'll cover in next week. So if you have any questions related to it, please ask. Guys, is it okay if if someone wants to join 7 p.m. batch, or someone wants to switch their batch? It's not compulsory. It's totally your call. If you want to switch to 7 p.m. batch. Okay, so thanks for attending today's session. I'll upload this recording tomorrow morning. So both of the recordings uploaded tomorrow morning. So thank you for attending today's session. If you have any doubts, just post on that Facebook group. You guys already know about that group, right? Okay, okay. Thank you.